This is the heavy metal rebel Frankie Kazarian and almighty Christopher Daniels, collectively known as The Addiction. We are also world travelers, loved by millions, and we both have rears that makes the girls cheer.
You're listening to the Potsy and Tino Show. Keep listening. And you have permission to worship us.
Now.
It's the Potsy and Tino Show. Talk the facts and let opinions blow. Laughs, hot takes, and maybe a rant. Two best buds with the mic and a plan.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Pots and Pans Network brings to you as tag team champions. We are the world champions. That's right. The Road Dogg Tino Gray, the badass Rob Potsy Potchak. We are the Potsy and Tino Show. So, Tino, we always start the show off with a little segment called What's Up With You? So why don't you go ahead and rub that one off and just tell us what's going on with you.
I'm married. I don't have to rub them off anymore. But I got dog hair or something. That's why I hate wearing black. It's like dog hair, cat hair, and it drives me absolutely crazy. Not a whole lot. The big thing is Wednesday I have to go and do a colonoscopy, which means I start drinking the damn nasty shit tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to, and being on a clear liquid all day for tomorrow. So do that. Do the prep tomorrow, get the colonoscopy Wednesday, and then back to work. And then Friday, going to help Nicole move her classroom around, get ready for school. And then that's about it. I don't really have a whole lot going on. Went and saw Spider-Man Friday. Took the boy, and Nicole took Matthew to see Spider-Man Friday, and then we hung out and watched the SummerSlam Saturday.
Well, we watched Saturday. We didn't watch Sunday together.
I watched Sunday at the house.
Yeah. So just as a heads up to everybody watching, we will not have a show next week unless Tino decides he wants to figure out how to run one all by himself. I love the commitment. I'll be in Orlando next week, so Tino would have up to 2 hours to sit there and just talk shit about me for 2 hours if he wanted to. But you can tell he doesn't have it in him. So apparently there's not enough shit to talk about me.
No, I could talk shit about you 2 hours when you're here. I just
But I'll be in Orlando. I'm leaving Sunday, coming back the following Saturday. So we will be off next week. So please keep that in mind. We don't want anybody thinking that we're forgetting about you or that we canceled our show. We will be back the week after that. So
we got canceled.
I believe that's August 17th. We will be back and better than ever. But I did want to go ahead and let everybody know that I will be gone at that point. And otherwise, yeah, you pretty much nailed it on the head, Tino. Like not much going on after San Diego Comic-Con, at least for a couple weeks. Going to Orlando next week, but that's finally a vacation. And then when I get back from that, I start looking for an actual job.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I'm going to start looking like hardcore again, trying to find myself a job when I get back from that trip. So obviously I have other jobs that I'm doing currently, but like my 9 to 5 Eastern Standard Time, like right now, doesn't really have too much going on except me watching a lot of TV. So yeah, I hope to fill that with something, and it'll be interesting to see what starts coming back. I'm sure I will talk to everybody about the opportunities being thrown my way when that happens. So yeah. So not much in that sense, but like we do have weekly TV movie watching and movie watching, And did you watch anything on TV? Obviously, we talked about Obsession last week. I did not update the little marker here. I did watch Strange New Worlds, the Star Trek series,
Right.
and they did an amazing horror episode.
Really?
Yes, I mean amazing. Like normally when you think, oh, Star Trek's going to try to scare you or whatever, there's nothing really scary about it. But like they did this super dark episode where all of a sudden, like just in the background, you'd see like a hand come up and grab someone on the shoulder, and they would be, "Thank you," and then they turn around, "Ah!" You know, like
What the hell was that?
it was really good, really good episode. And starting to see why the Rotten Tomatoes scores for this new season 4 of Strange New Worlds has been given almost perfect scores across the board.
Trying to think, what have I been watching? I mean, I watched on Netflix because it was funny. My boss was like, "You gotta check it out." I watched the worst. What was it? The Worst Neighbor Ever. Now I'm watching The Worst Roommate Ever, and then it's gonna have The Worst Ex Ever. They got like a little.
Are they documentaries almost?
They're kind of like yeah, like documentaries. They're telling stories about what happened and then everything went down. And there's some fucked up people in this world. I'm glad my neighbors aren't like that. But other than that, like I'm trying to think. Really, I've been watching Abbott Elementary. That's my new fascination now. We finished Nosferatu. Yes, we finished that. Kind of weird that I know it got canceled, but it's like I could tell they tried to button it up, but there were still some like questions at the end of it, and knowing that it's canceled, it's not coming back. So trying to think of anything else we watched. That's about it.
I saw that Netflix I think it just dropped it, but it might have been on there for a little while. But the 3rd season of Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon just showed up. That I can tell. I can remember watching the first 2 seasons. I can't remember if I watched all 3.
I haven't watched any of it. I'm asking Nicole because she likes Daryl. That was one of her favorite characters in The Walking Dead. I'm like, "You want to watch this?" She's kind of like, "Eh." So we'll have to wait and see.
So let me go ahead and explain this to you. I noticed that a lot of people that were fans of The Walking Dead, by the time the main show was dying down, a lot of people got tired of it. It was boring. It was just a bunch of walking, and it was always people fighting people, not people fighting the damn walkers, which is like when you're watching a zombie movie or whatever, you always want to see the people defeat the zombies, right? So the fact that like it always became like, oh, it's Hilltop versus the Senator or whatever, or Hilltop versus the blah, blah, blah. Like it got boring as fuck. So people stopped watching it. Well, the Daryl Dixon show, and you can tell Nicole this, that the reason why I thought it was interesting was because Daryl finds himself in Europe. So he's going against an entirely new set of people. He doesn't understand the culture doesn't understand him. And there's this overtone, at least in the first 2 seasons, where he basically gets picked up by like a religious cult almost. And this religious group basically takes him in and wants him to oversee this child. And the child is meant to be like the Messiah, right?
Okay.
And in that, like, the child they believe that the child, even if he's bitten, will still be human. So they think that he's like the one that might have like an immunity to it.
Well, so that's kind of like The Last of Us.
Kinda, except nobody knows whether or not it's true.
Got it.
So it's all about like your belief and everything else. And of course, Daryl's like, You're fucking stupid. And then by season 2, there's Carol. So, of course, Daryl's Boo from the original series, sitting there going, well, I need to find Daryl. Well, then she finds out that Daryl went across the pond as well. So she goes across, and like half of it is her story of trying to get from North America over to Europe, because who has a plane, who has a boat, who has this, who has that, whatever. And then the other half is like when they finally catch up with each other. Because somehow, even though it's a big fucking landmass, it reminds me, did I ever tell you the story about when Fubar and I were out drinking in New Jersey, and I just happened to walk and I hit him with my shoulder, and then he turns around and he goes, hey, what are you? And he's like, Rob. And I was like, Fubar. And before you know it, it was like, we need to get home. Like, I was walking the wrong direction or whatever from where we originally started. And then we turned, like, I walked with him, and we finally got to where we were going. That's kind of how the second season of Walking Dead Daryl Dixon happened.
You guys got separated and found each other?
Yeah. But it wasn't just we found each other. I literally walked into him. Like I had my head down and I'm walking, and all of a sudden, boom. And then I turn around like, hey, what are you doing? Fubar!
Oh, y'all are dumb.
And in a completely different state than we're normally in, and everything. Like, how the fuck did that, who knows? But yeah. So that's kind of how the second season of that show happens. But if you like those characters, I think you'll really enjoy it. I actually really like the one where it's Maggie and Negan, called Dead City, and they go on a trip and have to take care of some weird shit going on in New York City, because it finally like shows you what New York City looks like in the middle of the zombie apocalypse. Because you're talking, what, 7 million people live in New York City? Well, now there's 7 million zombies in New York City, right? So I really enjoyed that one, and they're doing a new season of that one, right? I think it starts like this week or next week. So, otherwise, the only other thing that I really watched this week, I watched a show called Life, which was on NBC back in like I want to say 2007-ish time. So almost 20 years ago. And it was funny because obviously, like, the characters, when they're using cell phones, it's like they're doing a flip on their phone and whatever. But it's all about a police officer who gets wrongly committed of murder. So he's spending jail time for a murder he didn't commit, and the show starts with him basically being exonerated for it and getting a massive settlement from the city of Los Angeles because they wrongfully accused him of murder. So he's like a rich guy who then goes back to the force and is working as a police detective, even though he really doesn't need to do any work. It's a fun show. I truly enjoyed it. It ran for 2 seasons and had Damian Lewis, who was on Billions, as Bobby Axelrod as the main character. But there's so many. Interestingly enough, I'm sitting here talking about the Walking Dead with you, and the people that actually created that show, like Glenn Mazzara, were the executive producers on shows like The Walking Dead. So it's interesting to see where they came from before they actually launched the Walking Dead shows.
Interesting.
What?
Interesting.
Yes. And I think you'd actually like it. I just didn't like how it ended because it kind of felt like they rushed an ending because they were like, oh, we're canceled.
I hate when they do that.
I do too, but at least it got an ending. You know what I mean? So, All right, Tino. We're going to talk about something else. And I'm going to leave it up to you whether or not we talk about spoilers here.
It's still too soon.
You think so? Because it has made $355 million since Thursday in the U.S. alone.
Still too early. I wouldn't do it.
All right. So we're not going to talk spoilers. Go ahead and tell everybody what you thought of the movie.
I thought it was fucking phenomenal. I want to go back and see it again, especially after watching Supergirl.
Okay. Explain, because you said you liked Supergirl.
I did like Supergirl, but then I was like, oh, Spider-Man was just Supergirl was good, but it really didn't. She spent a lot of time out of space. It didn't feel like a Superman's on Earth. He's fighting the villains. He's doing all that. I understand they were trying to do something different with her. And it was good for what else, because I was excited to see Lobo. But like Spider-Man's that action, and you're in New York and he's fighting familiar people, and I don't know, it was a difference. I'm not saying Supergirl was bad. I'm just saying Spider-Man.
Did you feel like you understood why Spider-Man has already made $355 million in one weekend and Supergirl didn't make that her entire run in theaters? What do you think the difference is? Clip that.
The difference, like I said, I don't know. I think Spider-Man seemed to stick more to a comic book storyline that you would expect from Spider-Man. See, Supergirl, you expect she's on Earth, she's fighting Lex Luthor, and da 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 da. She spent a lot of time in space, and I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly. It's not what I thought it would be.
Okay, that's interesting. I felt Spider-Man stuck to a pretty firm game plan of what we expect from Spider-Man. I will go ahead and tell everybody what my one gripe about the movie was compared to previous Spider-Man movies. And it's pretty simple. I didn't feel that Spider-Man was wisecracking the way that we normally expect Spider-Man to wisecrack. And so when you see him, the humor in it felt more like it was visual humor, like him being smacked against a bus or that kind of thing, rather than him sitting there and making fun of Scorpion's underwear. You know what I mean?
I think, too, it went along with his mental, what he's going on mentally, right? He's got all this going on. They don't remember him. He's depressed. He's missing MJ. So it's kind of like he was depressed, is why I would think that's why he's not, because usually Spider-Man's wisecracking. He's got his friends. He's got his girl. He's got, he's happy. This Spider-Man was more, and I even noticed it in the way it was shot. It didn't seem as bright. It was kind of dull. You know what I mean? The lighting and everything was kind of.
It had more of a Man of Steel visual look in terms of the color. I completely agree with that. I almost wonder if that was more because of the special effects house that they were using. But at the same time, yeah, it definitely didn't, as much as it was called Brand New Day, it kind of felt like Dark Old World.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that might be why he, in my mind, and I might be wrong, why he wasn't wisecracking, because it's not that campy Spider-Man that we're used to. It's more serious. He's got more mentally, psychologically going on.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but at the same time, like, the reason why Spider-Man wisecracks like that is because we believe that he's a depressed individual. So to get himself through those moments, he sits there and pushes off what's going on with him as a way of when he's doing the wisecracks.
I think in a way too, he's scared. And I think that's how he copes with it. Being scared, being nervous in a situation, that might be why he wisecracked. And in this, he's depressed, right? So he's not really caring as much. So if I go down, I go down. You know what I mean? So that might be why there's no wisecracks either. He's not scared. He's like
Well,
whatever.
he obviously, and this is no spoiler for anybody. He obviously pushes himself so far into his work that he really doesn't allow himself to have a personal life in it. And I think that was obviously like shown in the trailers and everything. And folks, I don't want to be, and I think Tino doesn't want to be either. The people that sit there and go, oh well, here's a spoiler warning for you because you go on TikTok right now and all you see are people sitting there trying to explain the after credit scene or whatever. And it's kind of bullshit because, like here we are going, okay, the movie made $925 million in opening weekend worldwide, and it'll probably cross $2 billion by the time it finally finishes. But the fact is, the more people that sit there and give the spoilers, the fewer people that actually feel they need to go see the movie. So then it becomes people like me and Tino going, let's go watch it again. And you're never going to make the same amount of money because you're never going to get 100% of people sitting there going, let me go see the movie again, unless it's the very first Avatar movie. So with that said, you enjoyed it, right?
Oh yeah, thoroughly. Like I said, I want to go see it again.
So somebody asked me to rank the 4 Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. If you had to rank them, where would you rank them, Tino?
I'm trying to remember. So it was this one. I don't even remember
There was Homecoming, which included Tony Stark. There was
that one.
Far From Home, which was the second one. And then there was the one with all 3 Spider-Men before this one.
All 3. Far From Home is when they were in Europe, right? The high school trip.
Correct.
Homecoming, and then which one is this one? This is a Brand New Day.
This was Brand New Day, but there was, I can't remember what the name for the third one was.
I can't either. Ooh. So far, my top 2 are the Far From Home and the Brand New Day.
So number 2 and this one.
Okay.
And
then one with all 3. God, that's rough. Brand New Day right now because it's so fresh. I think it's my favorite right now. So that would be 1, which would put Far From Home 2. Homecoming, which one was that?
Homecoming was the first one.
I know, but what was the plot? I don't remember the plot.
That was the one that was after Tony Stark died. And it was all about him going back to school and introducing us to MJ and Ned. That was the one that had Vulture as the bad guy, Michael Keaton.
Yeah, I didn't really like that one. So I guess that would be 4.
So okay.
The Brand New Day, Homecoming, the one with all 3. No, Brand New Day, Far From Home, the one with all 3, and then Homecoming. That's how
interesting because my belief right now is number 3, which is the one with all 3 Spider-Men and a ton of villains. Number 4, so Brand New Day, then 1, then 2.
1, 2. Oh, okay.
And I think a lot of that is because Michael Keaton is such a good bad guy in that first one that it's hard to sit there and go, no. let's move him down the line. Like putting him at number 3 is already, like, to me feels like blasphemy. But then, because like you said, this new one is so fresh, I feel like right now it's my second favorite. Now, after I watch them all again in succession or whatever, I may go 3, 1, 4, 2. But I think
Right.
I think 2 is still my least favorite of all of them.
2 is the
That was the Jake Gyllenhaal one.
is that far? No, is that the Far From Home?
Yeah, that's Mysterio.
Europe. You don't like Europe. You don't like the Europe one.
Yeah, not as much. Not as much.
Okay, I thought it was pretty cool, but all right.
I mean, none of them are bad. I want to stress that to people. None of the Spider-Man movies have been bad with Tom Holland.
Excuse me.
You know, whereas like if you go back and you watch the Sam Raimi ones, 1, 2, and 3, Spider-Man 3 is bad, right? And when you watch Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is bad. Which is why they didn't do an Amazing Spider-Man 3. And we won't go into the after credit scene, which isn't really a scene. That's all I'll say about it, because that's kind of how it was explained to me by somebody that watched the movie an hour before I did. It's not really a scene. So if you feel like you don't want to wait 15 minutes after the movie's over watching the credits to see it, just look it up on the internet. It's not worth waiting and watching in the theaters. So, all right, Tino. Let's go ahead and talk about everything that happened before SummerSlam last week. And what I mean by that, I'm not going to talk about Raw. I'm not going to talk about SmackDown. But we are going to talk about NXT. So, did you remember watching NXT last week?
I watched it. I don't remember what happened. If you have it,
I have it pulled up. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with you right now and say the Grayson Waller effect.
Dude, I meant to text you. I meant that fucking promo. Where the fuck did that come from? That, when he came out, I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? But by the time he got done, I'm not lying, I was on the edge of my couch going, what the fuck just happened? Because that promo, that reminded me of a pipe bomb. That reminded me of, I almost want to know if fucking Heyman helped him with that promo, because that, did he come up with that by himself? You know what I mean?
I'm going to tell you, I think there was a moment where Grayson Waller sat there and said, send me back to NXT if you're not going to use me on the main roster. Because, by the way, I think that if they were to sit there and go, put him with the Vision, I think we would have gotten the same kind of thing from him, because then we definitely would have had Paul Heyman helping him with his writing, right? But at the same time, him going back to NXT and him sitting there saying that he just put the smile on his face and he just kept doing what they were saying. Then all of a sudden, some people that he got put with got told that it's going to be a new day.
He also said he carried Austin Theory. He's like, I carried 240 some odd pounds. I mean, he went off.
I'm going to say
he went Cruz Montana, cool name, by the way. I mean, he unloaded on every fucking body.
It felt like they said to him,
say what you feel.
Get it off your chest. We're not gonna stop you. Just make sure that your language is fair for CW and say everything that you want. Just know that we don't like it when you're done. You might not be here next week.
That promo makes me believe that some bitch is going to be NXT champion at some point. That promo, that fire, if he keeps that fire, because think about it. Grayson Waller can fucking go. He can go in the ring. That proved to me he's got it on the mic.
Well, he's always had it on the mic. We weren't sure he had it in the ring because if you remember, they don't give someone a talk show if they can't go on the mic. You know what I mean? But this was a coming out party for him. And I don't know if when they offered the New Day their releases, if Grayson Waller was somebody that they said, do you want to go too? Or if they sat there and said, we still got plans for you. And then they just weren't amounting to anything or what the deal was. But you could definitely tell that kid's got a fire up his ass. And he's ready to sit there and do something about it. And yes, when you said that you think that he's going to be NXT champion at some point, he's the perfect candidate to take it away from Tony D'Angelo if he can continue to do that. And I've liked him for a while. I didn't like when they put him with the New Day. I thought that was a completely miscast role. And especially after Odyssey Jones or whatever the hell his name was got released, it really looked like it was like, oh, we just need a third member of that group because one of the other two is always hurt. Yeah. You know?
And then they never used him. They always he was like managerial.
Then he kept getting beat. You know, like
I think it's a good restart for him.
He refused to stop shooting after the stagehand told him to wrap it up. His mic was cut off, and when Waller talked to the camera directly, NXT cut the feed to commercial. Do you think that how do you think that Shawn Michaels was cool with all of it?
Yeah, I think that was Shawn Michaels was part of DX. They did
this
shit
was
like
the
that.
Most interesting thing NXT has done in months, maybe even years. While shoot promos are often overused by WWE, this felt appropriate for the moment.
It caught my attention, and I'd have gave it a standing ovation in my living room.
What do you think Bleacher Report gave this as a score?
Jesus Christ. Probably a fucking C.
No. They gave it an A, but they did not give it an A+. They just said that it was the best moment on NXT in months, if not years. And they only gave it an A, and yet we have seen them give A+
to shit
NXT moments. Waller showed off his newly toned abs, owned while he could not get booked. It took one sentence of Waller talking about Montana to talk down about his new name. Waller rightfully called out that the 10% of the NXT roster ready for the main roster were all women.
Oh, he went in.
Waller said everything that we have said for months.
And I also like too. I'm like, he came back as a face. But then when they were like, awesome, they were no, they were chanting his name, and he's like, no. He said, "Shut up, I'm cooking," or something like that. Let me cook. And he kept going. I'm like, that.
You know what though?
That's what we need.
You know what though? The NXT audience getting behind him is exactly what really needs to happen. Like, he could be a complete asshole, but if he's sitting there speaking truth like this, he deserves to get babyface popped by the crowd that made him to begin with. Fair?
Oh yeah, I don't disagree with you at all.
All right. Mason Rook found Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights backstage and told them they did not appreciate Waller talking down about their work ethic.
He told the truth. How dare he?
And then we get a match of Izzy names. We get Lizzie Rain versus Izzy Dame. Sean Spears arrived to scare off Nico, and the distraction allowed Lizzie to hit the Thunderstruck for the victory.
Yeah.
Lizzie beats Izzy. Vic Joseph kept a running count of Booker T mixing up Izzy and Lizzie, but he only made the mistake once.
Yeah. It was funny.
Cruz Montana hit it off with Noam Dar and Romeo Moreno in the NXT lounge. Saquon Sugars interrupted, telling Montana he had changed Kalani Jordan. Kalani Jordan tried to talk to Montana, but he walked off as she ranted.
She turned her, she was talking, and he's kind of like, and walked away while she wasn't looking.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with this shit. North American Championship, Miles Bourne versus Cam Hendricks. Who is Cam Hendricks?
He is from Evolve, and he is Mr.
Mr. NXT?
No. What's her name? Mr. Maxine Dupree.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's her husband.
Oh, okay. And Miles Bourne says, "Oh no, you didn't."
Yeah.
All right. Birthright. Channing Stacks Lorenzo versus Uriah Connors versus OTM.
Urethra.
Did you say urethra?
Urethra.
Terrible. Stacks and Connors defeat Price and Nema by pinfall.
Punk ass Nema.
Shiloh Hill versus Tristan Angels. Shiloh Hill wins.
Punk ass Shiloh.
What?
Punk ass Shiloh.
Punk ass Shiloh. By the way, folks, we're probably going to be using the term punk ass a lot tonight. Tino, would you like to explain why?
I don't even know what is. First of all, I think I was just punchy. And everything was so fucking funny. And then I don't know who started it. We were like, just you punk ass. We were like, and everything. Then after that, everything was.
So I know it was me that started it because we were talking about Jacob Fatu, and I was like, I love how he just keeps saying punk ass Jay.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And everything became punk ass this, punk ass that. We were saying punk ass referee, punk ass Alicia Taylor, punk.
We had so much fun.
Punk ass Spanish announce table. So we start saying punk ass this, punk ass that. You know why? In Robert Stone's office, Zarya and Ren Sinclair wanted new challengers. Stone announced Zarya would challenge Ren for the Women's Speed Championship with the caveat Ren would earn her title shot on a win.
Yes.
So is Ren Sinclair going to beat Zarya in a speed match?
I'm wondering if they're going to try to, because Soul was the speed champion and the women's whatever champion that Zarya is holding. So I'm almost wondering if they're going to do it for Zarya, let her have 2 belts. To say, see, Soul, I could do it too, kind of thing,
Maybe. Cruz Montana emerges in a shocking moment. He basically announces himself to the NXT universe, explaining why he took the name Cruz Montana, which goes back to his father who passed. So anybody that wants to sit there and call bullshit, he got to pick his name. Tino, you and I have talked about this at length now. You don't like the fact that they made Mike Santana change his name, but I sat there and said,
I understand it.
well, we don't understand it. Neither of us understand it because they've never explained why someone like Danhausen gets to keep his name, but Mike Santana, who is a TNA World Champion, who showed up on NXT programming as Mike Santana, is no longer allowed to be Mike Santana. They've never explained that.
I'm wondering.
But you and I have talked about it.
Does Danhausen own Danhausen?
Oh, absolutely.
That's
Danhausen he has a trademark on his makeup.
So I'm wondering that's why he was allowed to keep it, because he owns it.
I think that so this is what you and I have discussed at length, and I have this firm belief that WWE offers two contracts. They offer the contract to keep your name, and they offer the contract of if you take a name that WWE owns. The contract that you get if you keep your name is going to be for less, with probably more potential for earnings with like merchandise or whatever. But the one where they own the name, you probably get a bigger downside guarantee to start. It just makes sense to me that if WWE owns the name, they're going to give you more money up front. A person like Danhausen is going to sit there and go, hey, I'm banking on everybody loving Danhausen. And he wasn't wrong. Now, granted, they're going to run that thing into the fucking dirt. But right now, he's probably the number 2 or number 3 merchandise seller in the entire WWE. They've even given him his own little flying blimp that flies around that shit.
He's got a popsicle. CM Punk didn't have a popsicle.
Well, CM Punk didn't have an ice cream bar, but Danhausen has a popsicle. You're right. And he actually drove around Minnesota.
An ice cream truck. He
drove around Minnesota in a Minihausen ice cream truck. Anyways, do you like how they introduced Cruz Montana and had Grayson Waller interfere in this, setting up what could be a 3-way or multiple matches for Tony D'Angelo?
Because I thought, remember we talked about when Cruz Montana came, I said it's time for Tony to get called up and they could probably drop that belt to Cruz. But after that fucking promo from Grayson, he might get it before Cruz. That might be something that they fight over a while after Tony gets called up.
I'm with you. Mm-hmm. All right. Now let's talk about some AEW.
That's you. I didn't watch it.
I don't know if I watched it either, but it starts with Will Ospreay coming out and saying he's a Death Rider no more. Well, that was pretty obvious when he attacked Jon Moxley at the pay-per-view. Renee tried to interview Billy Goat backstage, but he ended up seeing the Death Riders. Ospreay took out Daniel Garcia, but Jon Moxley stopped Pac from retaliating. Ospreay handed him back his Death Rider patch and said he's out.
I'm out.
Then they had a match for Andrade's National Championship. It was Andrade El Idolo versus Jungle Jack Perry and a person I haven't seen since Mama Wayne has been around, Nick Wayne.
Oh.
Match got an A-, but guess who won?
Andrade kept his belt. How you know?
The venue looked great. It was on the small side, but it was packed and had a unique look. Like the double suplex from Andrade looked like a nice spot. Perry's diving Hurricane Rana from the top rope to the floor looked awesome.
How you know?
Brian Cage, Jack Doyle, and Kyle Fletcher versus Bro Dito and Mike Bailey.
Speedball. Punk ass Speedball.
Punk ass Speedballs wins the match. Speedball and Fletcher had a fantastic exchange. That was one of the biggest highlights. Bailey scored the win for his team by pinning Jake.
So now they're going to try to push it.
I'm still calling them Speedballs. I'm not dropping it. I'm not dropping it. They're just trying to build him up so that he can lose to Kevin Knight. Let's see. Quick interview with the Don Callis family, Kyle Fletcher and Kevin Knight. had more tension. I don't give a fuck. Doyle and Cage suplexing Brody King was a good spot. Speedball was the star of the match. He had most of the best spots. Obviously, because all of a sudden he's got like 2 wins in a row, even though they're not in singles matches.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Well, here's where I have some questions. Your new TBS champion, Maya World, versus the CMLL World Women's Champion, Persephone, happened. Who do you think won?
Oh, Maya World just won that title. She ain't losing that title no time soon.
Correct. But why do Persephone dirty like that?
Because they don't want to do one of their people dirty yet. You know what I mean? They don't want to.
I completely agree with you.
So why not bury somebody from CMLL and not one of their people for EW?
Well, so are you asking me why am I questioning why CMLL got buried here?
Oh no. That's what I'm saying. That's their logic. Why do this when we could bury one of theirs? You know.
Well, if they keep this up, when Persephone's contract comes up, she'll go to AAA instead of signing with AEW. Like that seems like it's pretty obvious. You keep doing me dirty, even though I haven't lost a match in CMLL in like a year, and you keep having me lose to Maya World of all people. Who, yes, I understand why we're giving her a little bit of a push. But having her beat Persephone, who is supposed to be on the same level as like an Athena, it's kind of bullshit if you ask me.
I agree.
Okay. Your new women's world champion, Willow Nightingale, comes out for a celebration. It gets cut short by Mercedes. Then we go back and we do this again. Fucking Jon Moxley having a fucking match against Commander. Who wins?
Moxley. Why the fuck are we doing this?
Unfortunately for Commander, the match outcome was never in doubt. He put up a good fight, but nobody came into this expecting Moxley to lose the belt.
Exactly.
Tony Khan, have Moxley lose.
Not gonna happen, Captain.
He's not a shiny fucking toy, and he's not a one-of-one collectible. He can lose a fucking match. Clip that. Moxley is deceptively big. He looked huge next to Commander. Maybe that is actually showing that Commander is fucking little.
Punk ass Moxley.
Punk ass Commander.
Punk ass Tony Khan.
Punk ass Tony Khan. Hold on. Punk ass Tony Khan. The conglomeration versus the demand. I'm going to tell you right now, I did not demand any of this.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Now, there was a segment during this match that I thought was absolutely great. Orange Cassidy went up to the top rope looking at the outside, and he was like, and then he stepped down to the middle rope. And then he went like this. And then he stepped down to the bottom rope. And he went like this. Then he got out of the ring. And he went to the floor. And he went. And then he came up and just dropped the weakest elbow. He went all the way from the top. Each and the whole moment took like a minute and a half. But it was fucking hilarious, Tino. Uh, but unfortunately, even though I didn't demand it, the demand won the match.
Oh, they won the belts?
To win the trios titles, yeah.
Wow.
Brody King failed to make the save, but Adam Page came out with a steel chair wrapped in barbed wire to clear the ring.
For what? For this match?
So yeah, because the Lethal Twist came out and interfered to attack the conglomeration.
And Adam Page came out? Hangman?
And Brody.
Wow.
It's cool that we got 4 title matches on the show, especially with a couple that weren't defended at the pay-per-view. Sure. The spot with Orange Cassidy not wanting to take a big risk was funny. The way Leona lifted Cassidy by his wrists was impressive. The final word, that was your main event, by the way.
Okay.
All right. On the other AEW show, we learned
they're back. Oh no, were they?
Yeah.
Were they ever there? They did go there before. They're back.
No.
Okay.
No, they went to WWE first. Remember, because we saw them at DPW, but
Right.
but the Motor City Machine Guns came out on Collision, which was happening apparently the same night as, I want to say it was the same night as TNA, which was meant to be a dig towards TNA, that they came out on that because people thought maybe they'll go back to TNA.
TNA was on Thursday. Well, I guess they did probably do it Thursday because they didn't.
They did Collision on Thursday this week.
Yeah.
But the Motor City Machine Guns are now all elite. How do you feel?
They're gonna get buried. I mean, they'll be the shiny toy for a little bit, but the Bucks ain't gonna let them. No, they're. I don't know. I almost wish they'd have gone back to TNA.
So unlike some of the teams that AEW picks up, I agree with you. I think that they'll get a little bit of a rub, they'll get a shine for a little bit, and then they'll fall back by the wayside. But they're going to have some great matches in AEW, whereas a lot of the teams. Good.
The only thing I do think they might get, a rub and get a shine and they get kicked back as a tag team, but they're also, you got to think both those guys separately have been world champions too. So maybe they can get a push as singles too. So they might get a little bit of a, they'll get the tag team, then maybe a push as singles, but I don't think I don't know.
I think at this point in their careers, they feel safer just being a tag team, but there is always the possibility that they go and they do the Ring of Honor thing, and one of them beats Bandito for that Ring of Honor World Championship. So I could see something like that. So I agree with you. But it was interesting to see them show up when TNA was doing I want to say TNA was trying to do a specialty broadcast when this episode of Collision actually happened. I do want to go ahead and bring up one thing from Monday Night Raw, because it wasn't really talked about too much on the pay-per-view or the PLE. Raquel Rodriguez defeated Sol Ruca for the Intercontinental Championship. Tino, was this because Raquel has been doing so well? Was this because Sol Ruca has kind of been a dud on the main roster? Or was this because after SummerSlam, this is going to cause tension between the Judgment Day?
All three. If I'm being honest, like all three, Raquel has worked her ass off. She's improved. She's smooth in the ring, right? For the
big mommy cool, yeah.
She's real smooth. She hasn't hurt anybody, right? I think she deserves it, and I think that.
And the rumor was she might have broken her nose during the match.
I want to say that she's going to be. I see her because she's big. I think they like her. She might be able to be a world champion one day. So I think maybe this is a test to see how people respond with her having a title.
Well, you remember back when she was in NXT, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like she got the rub from Rhea Ripley.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
like those two had like a string of matches that were all stellar. Of course, that's what made them go, Rhea's the next one.
Yeah. But I think, I think Raquel should be 1A behind her, right? I think she's not as green as Jade, right? So they need a lot of
green at this point, but she has slipped up at moments when things were being pushed in her direction. But I think that
of all the big powerful women, you got Rhea, you got Charlotte. They need more of those, right? And I think Raquel's a good way to go.
Yeah, I completely agree.
The second part of that, I think
you got balloons.
But I think
like this balloons happen.
I think Soul getting called up. I don't know if it was too soon, but yeah, ever since she got called up, we talked about it yesterday. We've talked about it before. How many times has she botched that Soul Snatcher since she's got called up, right? She's the one that I thought she broke Raquel's nose, but that was her fault. She hurt Raquel, right? I don't think she's ready for prime time. I think she was a big fish in that little pond, right? At being in NXT. And I think now she's up here. And I think she's a little, I want to say out of her league, right? She needs to, I think they need to, I'm not saying send her back down to NXT because I think she's outgrown NXT, but I think she needs to work with a couple of more of these people to help her and get her back to maybe a women's intercontinental champion, right? I'm not saying keep it off her forever, but let her earn her way back.
100%. And what you're saying absolutely rings true. She, I think she's a little intimidated by the crowd size. I think that's causing her to be either a step too fast or a step too slow. I think that, and so everything you're saying is 100% accurate with what I have felt. And obviously, like you just said, we have had this conversation and we talk about it almost on a weekly basis that it feels like it's a little too much for her too fast, but not because she won't be ready for it, but because she isn't ready for it.
Yeah.
And I think this goes back to like Dominic Mysterio back when he was first starting. We sat there and said, kid's got all the talent in the world, but he ain't there yet. Like they're putting him in a spot where it's his dad working with him at the beginning, but we're sitting there going, he ain't ready for Seth Rollins yet. You know what I mean?
And then 3, as far as the Judgment Day, I think that's what's going to cause, because we still haven't addressed the issue of Liv throwing
Raquel out
at the Royal Rumble, right? So now she's got a belt. I think Liv will be happy, but still find a way to put it down. You kind of, you've got that, but I'm the best in the whole, I think
we'll obviously talk about that when we talk about SummerSlam, but I did want to go ahead and give the flowers where necessary. Raquel Rodriguez absolutely has worked through adversity, worked through making a ton of mistakes when she got called up to the main roster, just like we're talking about Sol Ruca. And has, like you said, she's worked her ass off to get herself to the point where she is right now. And rumor is that backstage, when Sol Ruca went back there and was told that she's going to lose this title, Triple H basically said, "This isn't a setback. This is the beginning for you." And when it comes to Raquel, I think it's kind of the same thing. Like you had your setbacks. This is because we trust you now. And now it's, where can we go with this? And I think that tonight it starts the dissension of the Judgment Day story. And we'll obviously talk more about that when we talk about the SummerSlam results. So thank you for your statement on that. Was there anything else from Monday Night Raw that you saw that we needed to talk about? I don't think there was.
Mm-mm.
All right. was there anything from SmackDown that we needed to talk about? Wasn't there a championship that changed hands on SmackDown as well? No, there was not.
No, but Haku showed up.
There you go. So go ahead and talk about Haku because I personally felt that they finally gave the term MFT a true meaning, and you said no. They're obviously with them being
they've already said it. Haku's already said it, so I think that's what they're going for. They had the two Tongans backstage. They were like talking about the elder that they've been talking
Tama
to.
and Tala.
Yes, they've been talking about the elder they were talking to and how they want to go back to their roots. And all of a sudden, Haku comes out with his big ass walking stick that's taller than him, and said, go out there and remind them who you are. You're the sons of Haku, which is going to be their name.
I don't think that's his walking stick. I think it's his whooping stick.
Whatever it is. So they was like, show them who you are, show them, tag team. So he had that nice little backstage segment with them. Then they go out to R-Truth and Damian Priest going against the War Raiders, title for title. War Raiders, obviously, they're the AAA tag team champions. Truth and Damian are the WWE tag team champions. They fight to a disqualification. They're still fighting outside of the ring. All of a sudden, here comes Tonga and Tala, just lay everybody out, and they're left. They have each title in their hand. They have the tag team and they have the AAA tag team each, and then they put them down. So I liked it. If they come out, I think they need that. We need a tag team like that. We need a tag team that's just vicious, right? We hadn't had one of those tag teams in a long time. And if they're going to do it, fucking Haku's your dad. Those are the boys to do it.
Now, when they brought Haku out, did you think it was Haku, or did you think it was like Rikishi, or did you like who were you expecting? Because they kept him off screen until all of a sudden it was like, oh shit, that's Haku.
I figured it would be Haku because that's their dad, right? So I figured it'd be Haku.
Okay.
Because they're Tongan and there's different. I knew it wouldn't be Rikishi because Rikishi and the Usos, they're Samoan. There's a difference, right? So and like I said, seeing how he's the dad, it would be Haku that came out.
Now you have your sheet of our predictions. Okay, good. Now, before we get to that, I just want to go ahead and say, watching SmackDown and watching the women's tag team match between Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green, and Meechin and B-Fab, I immediately felt like they were throwing Tiffany Stratton and Chelsea Green under the bus. And they were becoming afterthoughts before their match on Sunday. Now we're not going to talk about that match first because we're going to try to go in order. Okay. But you saw me send a text message to you that said this is bullshit that they're burying these two. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
And also at the end of Monday Night Raw, Seth Rollins standing tall over Roman Reigns immediately got me thinking the way that we always think about these moments, which is whoever got the last laugh is not going to be standing at the end. So I just want to point that out because SmackDown did a little different when they had CM Punk and Cody Rhodes sit there and start their brawl, which, by the way, still felt like it was completely unnecessary. Didn't feel like it actually managed to accomplish anything. And I was really hoping instead of that, when Punk was sitting there going, go ahead, hit me here, take the first shot, I was really hoping Cody was just going to put the hand out for a handshake. And instead, Cody decided at the end of SmackDown, we have to try to do that Limp Bizkit moment of Stone Cold and The Rock hitting each other, even though they were kind of chummy before that moment. And to me, it just didn't fit. Did it work for you?
No.
It sucked, right? And I felt like
him to turn heel already.
Like you and me last week, I sat there and said, this match between Punk and Cody feels forced, feels unnecessary, and doesn't feel like there's enough buildup to make me want to hate one and cheer the other.
Yeah.
So, but now we are going to jump in. I'm trying to find.
I don't remember the order they went in. I just got the order. We wrote them down.
Well, I think I've got the order. I think I've got something that says SmackDown results. Let me see what it says. I'm sorry, SummerSlam Night 1, SummerSlam Night 2. I've got the results. Okay. So let me go ahead and pull that up. I think I got it written down somewhere. If I yeah, here we go. SummerSlam results. So all right, first up, Night 1. Liv Morgan, Io Sky, Women's World Championship match. What did we both say?
You said Io. I said Liv.
Okay. And what was the result?
Liv Morgan of all time. Punk ass Liv.
Punk ass Judgment Day sitting there like causing interference, and then when Liv Morgan won the match, they're nowhere to be found to celebrate with her. She went up the ramp by herself.
They said, "Fuck that bitch."
They must have. It was funny how they were both out next to the announce table, and they were both sitting there. It looked like they were having a conversation while they were laying on the ground. Like where do you want to go for dinner tonight? You want to go here? No, I'm thinking vegan. No, we'll go.
You're stupid.
You can really tell Liv Morgan loves her custom entrance music. It's always a little weird at first when a wrestling show takes place in the sunlight, because this obviously was in Minnesota. So I want to say that it was 5:00 in the evening when the first match went off.
Minnesota.
Io Sky hit a double knee in the corner that looked painful to Morgan.
That one where she fucking with, and is that the one where Morgan was on the outside and we were both like, damn, because it looked like she just smacked her head, but then Io grabbed her knee.
Tino was like, I don't know how you fake that. And I said, the only way to do it is to set yourself up for injury by having Io Sky open her legs enough to where her knee is what hits that pole. And lo and behold, she went in there, and then Io is holding her knee for the rest of the match. So yes, Tino 1-0, Rob 0-1. The Usos and Jacob Fatu versus Royce Keys, Solo Sikoa, and LA Knight.
You said Usos, and I said
no, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You said Usos. I wrote it down.
Okay. I think I remember actually saying that because I said the team that works together all the time should win the match.
And I said Keys, Knight, and Solo.
So Tino is up 2-0 to 0-2. I'm not even 1-1. Who got the biggest pop?
L.A.
No, he did not, sir. When Solo Sikoa came out and he went pew pew, that set the crowd off. Might have been the biggest pop of all in Night 1, by the way.
That was funny.
And at the end of the match, Solo Sikoa put his hand out for a handshake with LA Knight. LA Knight looked like he was just going to leave him standing there. And no. LA Knight put a big smile on his face, and he hugged Solo Sikoa.
Yeah, so it was cool.
LA hit the big BFT on Punk Ass Jay.
Punk ass Jay.
Punk Ass Jay. Which, by the way, I have a feeling, Noah out there in the audience, you can go ahead and tell us whether or not Punk Ass Jay got called Punk Ass Jay by Jacob Fatu tonight.
Don't spoil shit.
Well, if he gets called Punk Ass Jay, I just want to hear that he got called Punk Ass Jay. I don't want to know anything else about the situation. I just want to know, did he get called Punk Ass Jay by Jacob Fatu?
Anyway, let's keep rocking.
Yeah, we're gonna keep going. Mark Henry was shown sitting in the crowd. He looks like he slimmed down a lot. Yes, he does. The Gears of War stuff here. You and I were watching it, and I was like, you're like, what the fuck is this? When they started, and I was like, it's Gears of War, and you're like, Gears of what? Obviously, you're a PlayStation player, and it's an Xbox exclusive game, so you're not getting it on PlayStation. But they didn't even come out with Gears of War gear, which is something the New Day did the last time a Gears of War game came out. They had these little cogs.
Think about who it was, though. Xavier is a video game head, so that. Of course, New Day would. Up, down, down. I mean, come on.
Best part of this match, by the way, was not a wrestling move. Was not even the pew pew. It was when Solo knocked Jay down, and then he went, and then they started doing the music, and Jay looked at him like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And it was
smiling.
Awesome because Solo is like.
We thought about it. Solo. I like this new Solo. Them letting him be able to be comedic because he is hilarious.
And I want to say that the second best moment, you went into the bathroom, and that wasn't the second best moment. The second best moment was when Jacob Fatu came running at Royce Keys, and Royce Keys, instead of going through the barricade like always happens, he flipped them both over that fucking barricade with a power slam that I went, holy shit! And you were like, what just happened? What just happened? And you're like trying to wash your hands in the bathroom real quick. and then you're like, these motherfuckers better show a goddamn replay.
Yeah, I was mad. I want to see that shit.
You were so mad. And then they finally did show the replay, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Gunther versus Nick Aldis.
We
both
lost.
got this wrong, didn't we?
Yeah, we both said Aldis.
Yeah, fuck that match. Fuck that Gunther.
Punk ass
Gunther. Punk ass Aldis losing a match.
Punk ass Mickey James coming in the ring. Hardcore country. Punk ass hardcore country.
Did they get this right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it would have been cool to see Aldis win. He's not. I won't say he's not because he is a wrestler, but he's not on a regular basis, right? Because if he'd have won this match, would they have kept him going? Because they just put him right back to the general manager, right? So yeah, I think they called it right.
So I have to admit, I think they got it right. Now they did do it where Gunther tapped out, maybe, and then it led to the ref not seeing it, and that caused it. Johnny Storm, we agree with you. It's all about running it back like Solo Dolo. I love the fact that they're calling him Solo Dolo now. and apparently Mr. Helios will see me on Wednesday night, so that's cool. Still disappointed Aldis didn't win his first match with WWE. it almost feels like anytime they do that kind of match, you expect them to win. Maybe that's why they decided to pull this stunt and not give him the win. I don't know. I like that they call him the national treasure.
Mhm.
I liked that, at the post show, Triple H said, when I was talking to Aldis, I asked him what's your dream in terms of your entrance music, and he said Oasis. And about Wednesday, we were actually told it's okay, and so we used Oasis for him, and I kind of like that because chances are, if the National Treasure ever wrestles another match for WWE, he's going to have regular music going forward. How'd you feel about that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's also possible he never wrestles another match for WWE, but always be ready, right?
Yep.
Fatal Influence versus the Bellas and Paige and Tino. I think we have a lot of comments about this one we need to make.
Well, apparently you can look and you can touch too, because first of all, we both got it wrong. We both said Fatal Influence.
Did they not win?
Huh?
Did they not win?
Oh, you're right. No, we both got it right.
Yeah, Fatal Influence won the match.
Yeah. All right, cool. We both got it right.
Okay. Phew, I'm finally on the winner's board.
So
I'm 1-3.
So we get Nikki Bella back from injury. All three of them are going.
And Fallon Henley did Nikki Bella's dance better than Nikki Bella. And
then punk ass Brie hurts her shoulder.
We can't blame Brie for this. Brie was in that. You could tell exactly when this injury happened. And it's always a women's match with the fucking ring steps. It's always the fucking ring steps, Tino.
So she gets hurt her shoulder. Okay, they go through the match.
And that shoulder was dead.
Oh yeah, they were trying to do everything. She couldn't lift her arm. So she fought through the match though. I was impressed. But ended up Paige took the pin.
Paige ate the pin. And then
the Bellas jumped Paige. Well, a Bella and a half. Jumped Paige. And they
in other words, just using her good arm to point.
The point. Yeah. Yeah. And Nikki's like, you take my spot and you can never take my place, blah, blah, blah. And they walk, and me and Rob kept joking that on Monday they're going to call Paige back out like, hey, can we pretend like Saturday never happened? Because now
Brie Bella is probably out. Like, she's probably retired now.
Because the point
let's be real, she's probably retired because that's going to be at least a 6-month injury.
Because they were going to have the Bellas. I said Nikki came out, they were going to let the Bellas win the championship again. Well, now it's going to have to be Nikki and Paige. Can we just erase that? Can we erase
for like 10 minutes? For 4 minutes while we watched fucking commercials. Tino and I went back and forth, and I was like, can we just say that didn't like I'm sorry. Can we
get a time machine? Can we?
And of course, Paige is like, yeah, sure. Let's just go ahead and forget that ever happened.
I don't know how they're going to get themselves out of this.
Well, I told you Saturday night that at least they put themselves in a situation where it can be Nikki versus Paige one-on-one. And have Brie come out maybe in an arm sling or whatever. And every time it looks like Paige is going to beat Nikki pushes Brie in front of her.
or Brie pulls out like a crowbar from her sling.
Or whatever. Yeah. Some sort of twin magic that doesn't work anymore because Brie wears Brie on her back.
No, that and Nikki's their hair is dark. They can't do it anymore.
But let's be real. On Bree's back, it says Bree.
So she knows what gear to put on.
That's true. That's true. It says the Bellas and Paige coordinated their gear, but I was calling out that Nikki Bella only had half her gear matching up with the group.
Yeah, but still, the color coordinated. Yeah, they were still color coordinated.
That was the third to last match of the night because, Tino, you got really mad at what the next match was, and that was CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Now, I have one question for you first.
He should have listened to Dusty and put a muffler in.
I think Cody Rhodes pulled his muffler out.
I think I said that. Yes, somebody lost the muffler.
The muffler fell out. Anyways, so
I think he did.
So CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. Match went about 25 minutes.
This should have been the main event. I still say your championship needs to be the main event, right? I didn't agree, but that's what pissed me off about it. So the match went 20 minutes.
What was I? So before this match even got called out and everybody started bringing them down, what did I tell you? What did I say to you? I said, do you think Brock is going to pull a card here to where he gets to go on last?
Mm-hmm.
And you were like, well, I hope not, because it should be the champion going on last. And I said, no, I think it's going to be Hell in a Cell is going to finish the show. So I don't get extra credit on the win-loss card, but I did get the main event right.
Yeah, that was fucking anyway. That pissed me off.
So do you like the result? Because we got a return during this match.
Yep. Mr. Randall Keith Orton made his return. And hit Cody with the R to the K to the O. And rolled out. Which I'm wondering if they're going to have a rematch now, because Punk acted like he was kind of pissed off once he saw the replay and saw what happened. He didn't want to win it like that. So we're going to give Cody another shot at this fucking belt.
Well, you don't like watching the post shows, but CM Punk was on the post show, and he said, yeah, I saw Randy Orton come out, and Randy Orton can get some from me. Yeah. In fact, his dad can get some from me. And then the one that really got a reaction from Tino was when he's like, I'll slap the taste out of his mom's mouth, too. And Tino was like, oh, shit.
Because he was on
one. Nobody go after Mama Orton like that.
But he was on one. He was talking some shit.
Well, he talked a lot of shit because he also mentioned, you're talking about how the championship should go on last. He mentioned that my contract doesn't have it in there where I have to go on last. But here's the deal. Doesn't matter if I go on first. Doesn't matter if I go on middle of the card. Doesn't matter if I go on before intermission. Doesn't matter if I go on last. I'm always the main event.
He was taking shots at everybody. He was taking shots at people on SmackDown, Raw. Everybody was getting it.
Well, remember, I mean, like obviously he's on SmackDown now. Though he did say, I'll come to Monday Night Raw and wrestle because they apparently need ratings. So yeah, CM Punk said a lot of crazy ass shit. You like the outcome?
Yeah.
Did he shit himself?
Yes. Yes.
I feel so bad for Cody Rhodes when he went for the Alabama Slam and had CM Punk's ass right here because Cody Rhodes almost became a brunette.
He had Dookie Street up the back of his neck. It was, he went and took a hot shot and scrubbed the back of his neck.
Do you think he did it on purpose?
Shit himself on purpose?
So that he knew that spot was coming. You think he took a shit on himself so that when Cody had it?
No, there's nothing in this world to make me shit on myself on purpose. No, I don't care how much I can hate you to death. I'm not gonna shit on myself.
Bro, that would be the biggest rib in wrestling history if you shit yourself so that the other guy smelled like ass on his head.
I might take my muffler out and throw it in the middle of the ring, or take my muffler out and then when you go to body slam, you know how to gouge the eyes. Just put my muffler right there and just. I might do that.
You would have thought that they would have said, "Hey, you go out there in 15 minutes, go take a shit, get it all out before you go out there."
But you know, sometimes you might be an anxious shit or a pissy. You might not have to,
This
and then he gets in the
motherfucker
ring.
drinks too much coffee. They drink too much coffee.
No, he ate that lettuce. He ate the doo-doo lettuce.
He ate the doo-doo lettuce. Cody was like, "Hey, Punk, before we go out there, have this salad.
The salad. Eat the doo-doo lettuce.
Eat the doo-doo lettuce."
I popped you. I got you.
Oh, you didn't pop me. But that might be the funniest one you've ever said.
The doo-doo lettuce.
Doo-doo lettuce. The Street Fighter intros before the match were kind of fun.
I thought he was going to come out with hair. I thought he was going to come out with the hair because I told you on SmackDown he did it before he went out to the ring.
I said I thought he was going to come out with the guile hair.
He grabbed the dog tags. Oh my gosh, shit.
Punk's gear was a reference, and this was one that we struggled trying to figure out. But Punk's gear was a reference to the Minnesota North Stars hockey team before they moved to Dallas. And his green, yellow, and white was meant to actually look like and be in the same style as theirs. Punk used the jumping head scissors takedown, which may have had Dookie involved, which you don't see much these days. CM Punk totally missed the wildest looking, horrible moonsault of all time, which may have been why he shit himself.
He said, "That's why when muffler popped out. That's what happened."
Tino, why don't you tell everybody what the muffler is in case they don't know?
Back in the day, it was a Dusty Rhodes thing, and it's pretty much like you said. If you didn't have a chance to take a shit or whatever, they would take toilet paper.
Well, they worked 300 and something days a year. So if you were sick, you didn't take a night off. So go ahead.
You took toilet paper. That's pretty much what it sounds like. And you put it in your underwear and try to get it close enough to your asshole. So if you shit on the toilet paper. Now,
Dusty used to.
Bless you.
Pardon me.
Bless you.
Dusty used to say that he shoved that toilet paper in his asshole.
Yeah.
It went all the way in to create a muffler.
You get that shit out.
The crowd did not seem too into some of this match most of the time, which was kind of strange. No, it wasn't kind of strange. This goes back to you and me talking about how this match didn't feel like it fit and how the buildup for it did not seem like it fit. And even the beatdown that started on Friday night right before the match did not look like it fit. It looked like these two were sitting there going, why aren't these people just cheering us because we're the two biggest baby faces in the business? And the crowd was like, we ain't falling for that bullshit no more. Give us something to cheer. What would you grade this match?
B-, maybe a C.
Exactly where I would call it. Bleacher Report gave it a B+, but they're sitting there talking about how the crowd didn't seem into the match, which when the crowd's not into a match, it takes away from the match. Let's try to get through some of this other stuff. Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi inside Hell in a Cell. Tino, neither man bled, but did they need to?
No.
Brock Lesnar got off, I think, 7 suplexes.
Yes.
Obafemi took the steel steps
and got up.
Let's give the full perspective here. The steel steps directly to the dome.
And even though he got his hands up, it's still
The first one he didn't. Because he got hit with them 3 times to the face, and the third time he got the hands up. The first time you saw his head go, it was like the movie JFK. Obafemi's face went back and to the left.
Which time was it when he got hit with it and then Brock just dropped him?
I think that was number 3. Because that was the one where Oba finally just pushed the steps off of him. This match, Tino, I've got to say, did we get the result right?
Yeah, we both did.
Did we also get CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes right?
No, we didn't.
Who got that one?
We both got Punk. Yeah, we both got Punk.
Okay, so I finished the night 3-3. You finished the night 6-0.
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's 3-5 because we both said Aldis. So it's 3-5.
Oh, you were 5-1.
Yeah.
And I was 3-3.
Yep.
Brock Lesnar. First of all, the match went a decent amount of time. I think it went 12 minutes. It was brutal watching these two men throw shit at each other and hitting each other with top end moves pretty much the entire time. The match came down to they had talked about it earlier in the night. And folks, if you watch one of these PLEs, WWE now sells a spot on the ring for your name. And Brock Lesnar grabbed the mat and ripped it right through one of the names.
You're like, well, they're not getting their spot in the ring.
Someone's not getting that spot. Brock Lesnar did one of the few things that happens very rarely and infrequently in wrestling, where he pulled up the 1-inch mat that's actually down and just left it exposed to the wood. And the interesting thing about that is that I kept saying to Tino that there was one board on the wood that was a different color than the rest. And if you watch when Brock Lesnar hits the tombstone pile driver on Obafemi, he hits it on that board. Now, that could be because the microphone is directly below that, which means that it's going to make more of a thud sound. It could be that is the safe spot to hit because Brock didn't have knee pads on. Could be any number of things, but it was interesting to me that was the one board that was a different color, Tino. Mm-hmm. And then when Obafemi kicked out
fall from grace.
And hit the fall from grace, he did not hit it on the wood. And what's the first thing you noticed?
Brock looked back at it.
And Brock looked at the wood like he's like, we missed it.
And smiled. You see, he smiled.
And then he smiled. And then he smiled. But Obafemi got the 1, 2, 3. Obafemi looked visibly shocked. Like, I don't know if he knew Brock wasn't kicking out at that moment or not. And you know, it almost interests me because it's one of those things where you want some intrigue there, where maybe the referee and Brock know the outcome, and Brock's like, "Oh yeah, I'm totally just staying down for the 3 count," and Oba doesn't know yet, you know, because in the post show, Oba sat there and said what happened after the match was a total shoot, and he had no idea it was going to happen, which was he kept looking at Brock. Brock was making his way up the ramp. Brock then came back to the ring.
He saw Oba.
Oba started getting like he's like, I don't know what's going on here. And Brock went up to him, put his hand out for a handshake. And before Oba could even put his hand out for the handshake, Brock Lesnar embraced him. Now, earlier in the week, Triple H had gone on WWE radio and talked about how Brock will probably suplex him for saying so. but that Brock has been taking Oba under his wing and working with him behind the scenes. And obviously, we talk kayfabe all the time here on our show, so it's okay for us to sit here and talk about this. I didn't think it was okay for Triple H to talk about it 4 days before the match, but knowing that Brock Lesnar was sitting there and really making it so he felt he was doing everything he could to make Oba the next big thing, which is what Brock's moniker was. When Brock grabbed the microphone after hugging Oba Femi and telling the crowd, "I'm the past, he's the future," what was your initial take on that, Tino?
I mean, how many times did he have to say it? Like, it was kind of like the past and the future. Like, really, dude?
Well, you and I joked about that. We were like, punk ass Brock. You know?
I think that was, we knew what was going on, but just in case you weren't sure, Brock's like, yes, this is what I'm doing. I'm passing the torch. This is the next big thing. This guy has my stamp of approval.
And he never said, "I'm done." So there is still the possibility anytime they go to Saudi or anywhere else, Brock Lesnar may show up a couple weeks before that because, as Triple H said, Brock does what Brock does. You know, so we're gonna see some of that later, I'm sure. But what one hell of a Hell in a Cell that really cemented Oba Femi as the next big thing.
Yes.
All right, ready to talk about night 2?
Yep, and I already counted it up. We both have 3, so we're 3-3. So we tied on this one.
On this one,
on night 2, we tied.
Okay. So you took the crown by being 2 ahead of me overall. Okay. So night 2 starts with what is supposed to be Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor. Tino, take it from there.
So this is what blew. It's kind of like when you have the Final Four, you have your brackets. This blew our bracket, right? Because this is not what we were expecting at all. So
this fucked up the bracket because it didn't play by bracket rules.
Right. So you had who came out first? Sammy came out second. Finn came out first. Sammy came out. Then you get all this.
Oh, it's just making the noise. Sorry, I was making the noise for Finn.
Okay, shut the fuck up. You told me to go, and then you talking over me.
I was doing the music.
No. So then here comes all this. As you know, I've been reinstated, and I want to introduce somebody who deserves to be in this. So Gunther comes out. They play Gunther's music. He shakes his hand, and he's like, yeah, and he walks down the ring. He goes, oh, but I didn't say that this was going to be a triple threat. There's one more person. It's going to be a fatal 4-way. Now, at that point, I was expecting fucking Cody Rhodes. I was. I'm like, damn it, here we go. Because Cody lost because of Randy. We talked about it that night before because of Randy interference, right? So I figured they would let Cody in because Randy interfered.
Okay, can I stop you there? Can I stop you?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking Drew McIntyre.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking Drew McIntyre.
I mean, he's a SmackDown superstar who, but I was also hopeful of. Go ahead.
No, you were thinking this person. Oh, he comes back as a general manager.
I would have liked that.
So anyway, so he goes, and this person, and I'm like, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. I'm like, are you fucking
hold on?
real?
It took like a minute before the music even started. Like, it got the crowd to shut up, and they were all staring at that entrance, especially after Gunther's entrance was just Gunther with a black screen, no color, no pyro.
They were doing that all night because they did the same thing with Kevin Owens, and then it kicked in. They did it with Sammy too. I don't know what their fascination was the black screen and then letting their Tron entrance play. So,
but then Kevin Owens' music hit.
His music hit, and people crying people just like, oh my God.
The very first person they showed was someone in the audience crying. Like I don't know if they planted a crier because like to know that it was Kevin Owens and having the cry moment, there's no way to set that up. There's a way to set it up if they win.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no way to set up the crier that it's Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I teared up a little bit. I was ready for Kevin Owens. 17 months.
Once Kevin Owens walked out, I knew. You knew who was going to win that match.
It was so 100% it was a foregone conclusion unless it had been Vince booking. Because Vince would have been like, we'll give him all the best spots and then he's going to be the one that takes the pin.
All right.
So yeah, neither of us won this match because they fucked us over on this one.
Yep.
By the way, we weren't the only ones fucked over on this one. Sami Zayn and Finn Balor were both fucked over in this match. And so I understand when it comes to Finn Balor, he is going to when it comes to Sami Zayn, he's going to fucking snap.
Oh, yeah.
When he fucking, by the way, the moment where Kevin Owens got announced and his mouth fell to the floor was fucking amazing. But it was only the second best moment of him noticing that it's Kevin Owens. The best moment was when he started walking towards the middle of the ring and him and Kevin Owens hugged.
It was kind of like, good to see you again. All right, let's get to work.
I don't think they told the other three competitors that Kevin Owens was in the match.
No, that look on Sammy's face
was genuine.
And you notice he didn't move. I think he was so shocked he didn't know what to do when the match started because they were fighting and Sammy's still standing there like, the fuck is going on? So I think that
and I think as the match was starting, the referee finally walked up to all the competitors and said, "Call it in the ring, blah blah blah. KO's going over." And but Sammy giving him that hug, and then immediately after them two backing off and just punching each other. I mean, it was better than the two guys from Demolition starting Royal Rumble. KO gets the win. He is now the number one contender for the world for the undisputed championship. And if you heard in the post show, this now means that Kevin Owens versus CM Punk is going to happen, and Triple H basically went on record as to say there's a lot of history between those two, and most of it hasn't been seen on camera, which means they do not like each other, but they're willing to work with each other. So it's going to be interesting.
Let's do it.
But Kevin Owens won the match. Kevin Owens looked great. He didn't look gassed for most of it, which I was truly expecting him gassing out. Obviously, he had specific moments where he got back in the ring, but he hit everybody with a stunner at the end. And Sami Zayn is the one that he ends up pinning for the win. A match from Bleacher Report. Sammy really doesn't get enough credit for his status as one of WWE's workhorses. He has brought it all year long between the ropes and on the mic. He feels further away from the top prize in the company just weeks after holding it for the first time, but hopefully he can hang around the top of the card on Friday nights. And this is what they said about Owens. Owens looks like he barely missed any time. He favored his head and neck every time he took a bump, and justifiably so. But from an in-ring performance perspective, he showed up and showed out in his first match in 18 months. Now, I also want to point out that when he talked after at the post show, he said that his doctors, his family, even WWE officials all told him that he needs to take it easy. And he said, so I told them all, absolutely, I'll take it easy, but I'm telling everybody right now here in the crowd, I will never take it easy, even if it means I only have 2 years left in my career. I'm going to give it everything I have every night because this is what I love to do, and I'm doing it for you. And I think that statement that he made makes him a baby face pretty much for the rest of his career if he wants to be. United States Championship, Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin. Lil Yachty came out and tried to give Trick Williams some heel heat at the beginning because nobody likes Lil Yachty.
Okay.
What you think of the match?
Oh, pretty much what I thought it was going to be. Baron
It
came
felt
out.
like a SmackDown match, though.
Yeah, but it's what it was. I think that Trick came to, and Trick's good. Trick's good. We've established that Trick's going to be a world champion. But I think storyline wise, Trick got humbled. Trick came out. He's been ever since he got here. He's been hot, right? U.S. champion. Nobody's been able to touch him. Baron Corbin whooped that ass, right? And whooped that Trick. Humbled him. So I think when he comes back, he'll get the belt back. But I think, it is like it knocked him down a peg. You know what I mean?
I'm hoping that he doesn't get the belt back. I'm hoping that Trick is now moving towards other things.
Could be.
I do think that he ought to have a run against Baron.
I was going to say, you don't think that 50-50 book and they're not going to let him try to get his win back?
He might get a win, but I don't know if it'll be a win that gets him the belt. It could be a disqualification. It could be a count out, just to set up another PLE match. But I think Trick Willie needs to start looking for bigger and better, baby.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think that since Lil Yachty apparently has been training, that you may see them go after the tag team championships, and I really don't hope that that's the case. I hope that what we're leaning towards now is Trick Williams actually leaning towards going towards Money in the Bank.
Yeah, main event status.
Well, and I know that we got a couple more matches to talk about, but I do want to talk about like early favorites that we think for Money in the Bank, because that's October. Interim WWE Women's Title ladder match, Tino. We had Lash Legend. We had, was it Nia Jax?
No, it was Lash. It was Jade. It was Charlotte. It was Chelsea, and it was Tiffany. And the two that got dog walked on Friday night, Chelsea and Tiffany Stratton, probably had the two biggest moments of the entire match. I knew they weren't going to let Tiffany win because she's the
U.S. champion.
But I had a feeling.
So I was with you on that.
I had a feeling. Well, I've been saying it's Chelsea's time anyway, but I had a feeling, especially after that Unreal with the Michael P.S. Hayes and all these people dogging her. I had a feeling they were gonna, and the people are behind her. She's hot, and they made the right decision. Remember how we talked about? Yes. Remember how we talked about they always wait till the last minute? They finally listened and jumped on her while she's hot.
Well, it was weird because at the post show on night one, Triple H was asked. Damian Priest said that he's tired of seeing the same people in the spotlight week after week and month after month. And Triple H said, if you want to be at the top of the card, you got to prove that you're more popular than Io. You got to prove that you're more popular than Liv. You got to prove that you're more popular than Cody, Roman, Punk. And I think I sent you a TikTok today that every time he mentioned a name, there was an LA Knight moment where he goes, yeah. And it was just, yeah, after every single name that Triple H mentioned there, because LA Knight is more over than any of those people right now, except maybe Roman. All of them. He is more over than all of them. This moment, though, Chelsea Green I even loved how they did it because she was like dead to the world at the hanging down from the.
That's another. I said Chelsea's going to win this because
Oh, absolutely! Like
all the blood
did we both? Now, did we both say Chelsea?
I'm looking at my list. Yes.
Yeah.
So sworn you said something different.
Well, I said that if it's Michael Hayes booking the match, it's going to be Jade or Charlotte. But then I said, but I'm going with Chelsea. And I want to say this because Tino last night, folks, did not start watching SummerSlam Night 2 until like 2 hours after it actually started. And I think I was watching the main event when you were watching that match. And all of a sudden he's like, I knew it. I told you, Chelsea Green. And I was like, I also said Chelsea Green.
I don't remember you said Chelsea. I could have sworn you said somebody else.
Chris Barrett, welcome to the show. I loved that in the post show, Chelsea Green sat there and said, I dedicate this championship win to Michael Hayes. And I originally said that I thought it was her also saying, if you know, you know, but it was Corey Graves that actually said, if you know, you know. And by the way, that basically took Michael Hayes to the woodshed right there. I loved it. I loved her sitting there saying it. I hope she gets I hope she gets to defend it on a weekly basis. And I hope that she proves that she owns that championship. So when Rhea Ripley does finally come back, Chelsea Green gets to prove once and for all that she deserves a real run. Because every time they say the word interim on this, it is an insult to everything Chelsea Green has done for the company.
Unfortunately, I agree with you, but unfortunately, when Rhea comes back, this experiment with Chelsea will be over, and I hate that. I'll be surprised, and I would love it if Chelsea beat Rhea to unify those belts. I don't think it's going to happen.
I think I'm in the same boat with you, but I want to see it, and I want to love it. But
yes,
give it up for Chelsea Green before Matt Cardona wins another championship in WWE. Although he did already post, I'm now one half of the interim women's world championship.
All right, we're rolling on 2. Let's go.
I know. Hell of a match. A hell of a fun time. Human Money's on a pole match. All I want to say about this,
stupid.
Danhausen gets the win, but I want to go ahead and point out that comedian Brad Williams was one of the 4 Minihausens, and he'd been begging for the opportunity to be a Minihausen. So he's the little person comedian.
I know Brad Williams. Yeah, I know he is, but was he a Minihausen?
He was one of the Minihausens.
I'm gonna go back and watch.
And then Michael Cole called out one of the other ones as Toritohausen.
Yep.
And which, by the way, Wade Barrett, every time he heard that, was like, who? And he's like, Toritohausen. And he's like, that name sounds familiar, but I don't. And I think it's because the last time Torito was in a WWE ring, he beat down the entire group that Wade Barrett was part of at the time, that the League of Nations. All right. So Danhausen wins. He starts throwing human monies out at the group. Apparently there was a $3 billion bill that they were throwing out there. I'm trying to get to the next, trying to get back to the banner. All right. So Danhausen wins. Joe Hendry came out. Best part about it was Toritohausen. JD McDonough started looking like a big man sitting there, like choke slamming the little guy. I
like when he came back when it was Danhausen climbing up the top turnbuckle, or it might have been one of the Minihausens, and JD McDonough came and headbutted him. He said, "There's JD with that bison-like head." I was like, "That's fucked up." A bison-like head.
They gave the match a C+. That's about what I would have given it at best. Danhausen's gear was apparently based on the 1992 Bret Hart gear.
Yep.
And it looked like there was some pink actually in it. So then we got to Intercontinental Championship, Penta versus Chad Gable.
We both got this.
What did you think?
It was an excellent match. It was an excellent. I'd give that match an A.
Bleach Report gave it a B, probably because of the amount of time. Like the match was only like 12 minutes long. Those two, like, I really, my biggest problem with SummerSlam both nights was the fact that only one match per night went like 25 minutes, if not longer. And it really felt like you're on a streaming service that you're already giving me 4 minutes of commercials between shit. Give me a 35-minute match between these people in some cases. Like that women's ladder match, the five-way, 30 minutes would have really made me wonder who was going to win the match, you know? Here, we've already seen Chad Gable go 30, 35 minutes against somebody. We know Penta can do it. He did it in every match that he was in AEW. Like, why not give this match that extra time?
They don't care about these two. It's not a Cody or a Roman or a Punk. You know what I mean?
I disagree. I think right now, Chad Gable, they care about. I think they thought Penta's finally like, okay, Penta was a good champion for the 8 months that he's had the belt, but Chad's where it's at. Now, granted, Chad could lose that belt tonight.
I need them to change that fucking generic wrestling theme he's got.
You don't like the Gable?
No.
I've already told you it's not getting that's not getting over the way that they want it to.
Cheesy. No, it's cheesy. I don't like it.
Yeah. World Heavyweight Championship match, Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. Did you see Seth Rollins' full entrance? So did you see on the screen where he was going like this and getting everything ready while wearing the Shield gear? See, I didn't see that the first time. And I love the fact that it was a total red herring because it was just a video.
And the Shield, the Sierra Hotel, they did that whole that, and then they just it came out to his music. But I like the mask because that mask was a very important, and that was part of a nod to the Shield as well.
I did not like the Buzz Lightyear gear that he wore.
They said it's like a rebirth. They said when he came back, he's all black, and this one's like a rebirth. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, let me go ahead and wear all these big frilly bullshit things. Let me look like a float at the Macy's Day Parade is what it was. Match went about 40 minutes, Tino. Roman needs to eat. There was a moment where he was laying down and he looks like he looks like something right out of The Walking Dead in terms of he's got a chest and he's got no belly at all. Like it just collapses when he lays on the ground. What did you think of the match?
I liked it. I thought it was a phenomenal match. I thought they told a good story. I thought it was a good wrap up to this 12-year arc they've had. It brought closure. I thought it was great.
So the way that they made it sound was this now closes the doors on anything Shield related. And I kind of felt like now if Roman finds himself getting beaten down by, let's say, maybe the rest of the bloodline, that this gives them the opportunity to have Seth actually be the one that makes the save for him again.
That's kind of what I thought at the end, where they did the fist and they had the little mask in the middle supposed to be Dean. That was my thought. Also, if Seth has problems with the Vision, Roman can come down. They can come in and save each other. I had the same thought.
So I thought it was weird that they were like, well, this ends the whole thing, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I think it closes the Shield, but I don't think it closes. They can still.
I think so I took it as it closed their hatred for each other.
It could be
because
too.
because Roman not hitting Seth with the chair was like he was letting it go. You know?
I think he said it's at the end of the match too. When
What's that?
she asked him, I think he said as much at the end of the match when he did the interview with Jackie. When she asked why didn't you hit him with the chair, he's like, I teach my kids you got to mature and do things differently and let things go. So yeah,
But I do think that opened the doors to if they ever want to do those two getting back together because one of them needs someone else. When you least expect it, the other one will be the one that makes the save. And I'm totally fine for that. I like that because we obviously saw that with DX. You know, those guys went to 3 stages of hell against each other and still ended up backing each other up when, you know, it was someone other than the Spirit Squad.
Yep.
So, all right, how would you rank SummerSlam, the 2 nights? First of all, should it have been 2 nights?
No, because between all the commercials, you got what? Was it so what? So it was a 2-hour show each night.
No. So they went 3 hours both nights. 3 hours.
No, with commercials.
Right. With commercials. 3 hours 15 the first night, and I think 2 hours and 50 minutes the second night.
They could have done without the commercial. With the wrestling they gave us, they could have done it in one night.
Now, I don't think that they would have done 12 matches if they had done that. But I agree with you that I felt like with all of the commercials, I mean, we're literally talking 35 minutes of commercials both nights.
At least.
And it sickens me. It sickens me. I don't even know how to get this information. You know what else sickened me? Chad Gable won his match, and then after his match, he brings his entire family in. He starts doing the same kind of promo he did in AAA when he was El Grande Americano. He even had blood coming down from his face, although it was weird that it went from here to here. Like, it started here, but then it ended up here.
I think he
but it started here. Like, he had blood here first. Now, it could have just been because he wiped it. I don't know. But the mug root beer fucking whatever it was. Like, why the fuck are you going to ruin Chad Gable's moment by making him have to do an advertisement for fucking mug root beer? Now, I'm okay with him sitting there turning up the root beers, but it was fucking bullshit to see him have to push his family to the side so that he could sit there and get with the fucking mascot of mug root beer.
Oh, is that what that was? I thought it was some kind of Minnesota mascot. I didn't realize that's what it was.
No, it's the fucking mug root beer cat. Fucking bullshit. If it was the Minnesota Golden Gopher, okay, fine. Like, I could find a way to accept that. But the fucking mug root beer one? Get the fuck out of here.
Even the Viking.
Even the Viking, exactly. So, all right. Where do we go from here, Tino, when we're talking about early predictions for King of the Ring? Not King of the Ring, Money in the Bank. Who do you think should win Money in the Bank this year and actually have a serious chance of becoming a WWE champion before Royal Rumble?
LA Knight. I'm gonna 10 toes down. LA Knight.
All right, you ready for a polarizing point character here?
You're gonna
if he's ready to do it, you ready? Logan Paul.
I knew you were gonna say Logan Paul.
Because if you put it on him and he's a heel and he starts coming out and going, look what I got. It gets scary thinking Logan Paul could be your WWE champion.
I don't think they should put it on him before they put it on Breaker.
So Chris Barrett just said, who does Logan Paul beat? Logan Paul would have to just beat everybody in the ladder match for Money in the Bank.
Mm-mm.
Oh, you mean for the championship? Oof. Well, I think that we've seen that in the Triple H era, if they're going to use the Money in the Bank to win the title, it's going to be after they wear themselves out against somebody. So I could see CM Punk beating Gunther only to lose the title to Logan Paul.
See, I agree with Chris Berry. Go to the next one. Steiner beats Roman, and then I see Steiner and Logan going at it. I think that'd be an interesting match for Logan to take it off of Steiner.
Yeah, I could see where Logan Paul wins that Money in the Bank briefcase, making Braun Breaker think that he's going to give it to him, and then he's like, "Oh no, this one's mine." I could see all of that, but right now, early, was setting up for October. That's where I would go. I would. You're saying LA Knight. Absolutely, Tino. I am 100% behind that decision. I wish that they just go straight to Logan Paul or Roman Reigns versus LA Knight, and LA Knight actually gets a victory. They're not going to do it. Even though Triple H has been talking about how if you're popular, we hear it, we'll move towards it.
I think if Logan wins Money in the Bank, I think they put him on SmackDown because I think Oba is going to be the one that takes it from Roman.
Well, and what I just said is if you do it with Logan Paul, you put him against CM Punk. And you have it after CM Punk barely. Well, if they do it where he just barely beats Gunther again, it's kind of the same story they did last year when Seth actually beat him for the title. So I wouldn't like to see that, but maybe after a really good match against somebody, that's when you see Logan come down here, "Hey yo!" And then all of a sudden you just see CM Punk go, "Fuck." Tino, I really don't have anything else. I already said we're not doing the show next week, unless you want to do the show next week by yourself, which I know you don't. But why don't you go ahead and talk to everybody?
You can catch me on Blue Sky. You can catch me on Insta, Tino. You can catch me on the TikTok, Tino R. Gray Music. You can catch us on Facebook. We're Potsy and Tino Show. Twitter, Potsy and Tino. We're here each and every week on the Pots and Pans Network. Please like, subscribe, thumbs up, buy our shit.
By the time we come back, Tino and I will talk Spider-Man spoilers.
Oh, yeah.
Also, it'll be 2 weeks from now. I do want to point out that today, if you are a Zor fan, the Zor Spooky Special, orders have to be into your local comic shop or through how you order your comics today so that they actually go towards actual orders and the book gets made for that order. If you do it after today, it won't be available. So hopefully everybody got their orders in. I'm really excited about the book coming out. But with that said, you can find me on Instagram at Rob Pochek and Rob Potsy Pochek. You can find me on just about everything else at Rob Potsy Pochek. And you can find me on Twitter at Pochek. So with that said, Tino, I don't think we got anything else. You went 5 and 2. What did you go? 8 and 2, 9 and 2.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Correct. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So Tino takes down the SummerSlam predictions. I like the fact that we actually wrote them down this time. Hopefully people did a little bit better than that. Obviously, nobody got one of them right because they fucked us over with the with KO, but we were all happy with the outcome there. With that said, folks, thank you so much. We'll see you in 2 weeks. We love you, and we'll see you next time.
Balloons? No.
No. Ready?
Potsy and Tino.
For the Potsy and Tino show.
Thanks for watching.
Monday night, it's time to go. Turn on the screen with the good time shows. Wrestling life and who knows what. If it's cool or weird, they're talking it up. It's the Potsy and Tino show. Drop the facts and let opinions